All right, we're back with the semi-Nami list for all those cards that are now at 2 from the ban list, new to Yu-Gi-Oh's Konami's release just tonight, actually. Uh, we'll start off with Mystical Space Typhoon. What do you think about this card coming down to 2, or coming up to 2?
That's fine. I mean, I was never a fan. If you look at on my deck list in the past, I'm never really a fan of MST. There's not really as much a point to run it now as there was before. Everyone says everyone's going to do back rows, so a lot of back rows. So you short MST and multiples, but same as running Dusk, except MST is slightly more versatile and better, obviously. Um, there's no Mirage. But right now, the main thing that I don't think MST is nearly as relevant to run, and I think it's a waste of space, honestly. People out there know, is because you don't have to chain the launcher, you don't have to chain the driver, you don't have to chain a lot of stuff. Preston's at 1. There aren't a lot of drain decks in the metagame right now. MST is one of those chainable cards. Only fools use that card blindly. It's really just not a relevant card in my opinion. Everyone, you pros out there or Yu-Gi-Oh fans out there, I don't think you should waste a spot in your deck running MST. There are better cards. That's my opinion.
Do you think it was motivated by the ban of Heavy Storm?
Yeah, they want to you want to take away heavy. Oh, here's an MST. That's not the same card at all. It's not nearly as good. It's not nearly it's not nearly as balanced. It's just a 1-for-1. And sometimes with all the smart players out there, they're running cards that are chainable. So usually MST, if used incorrectly, unless it's an end phase and they just set it, a lot of times it backfires. Run a better card. There are better pluses. There are better cards out there than MST, and regardless of what some people think, I just have never been a fan of the card. Just like Trap Dust Shoot, I don't think it's an optimal card. There are better choices.
What are your thoughts on Chaos Sorcerer now coming to 2 once again?
I think Chaos Sorcerer should be at 3. They put it at 2. That's fine. If you're gonna put it at 2, that's whatever. You can't really make a genre, create a whole deck around it. You can run a Raiku's and Dark Deck and Cyber Dragons, at 3, which is nice. You have a whole engine there that's 6 lights that could be really good. 3 Cyber, 3 Raikou, and a bunch of Darks, that could be really good. But if you're going to bring back a card that could possibly instigate a deck that's balanced, like Sorcerer has always been balanced, it's not Luster Soldier, it's not Chaos Summer Dragon, then put it at 3. Put it at 3, put Cyber at 3, put, Raikou at 3. Don't half-ass it, Konami. Put it where it should be. That way people can create decks that they want to create. D-Draw should have been back. That way people can create more control decks. Get people off of this fucking normal genre that they're doing and,
Do you
make
think
good decks.
Snipe Hunter could have helped that out a little bit? Kind of a odd semi-Nami list nomination for Snipe Hunter.
I'm not Snipe was good. I built the whole Snipe Ojama deck and that was fine, but in my opinion, good players aren't going to run cards that have statistical odds of failing.
So you think Skull Dice should be on the ban list?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I'm just Snipe has the potential to just blow out an opponent. But it also has potential just hey, you run this card, you run the risk of losing an entire Shonen Jump just because you run a card that says roll die. So no one good's gonna run it. It should be at 2. It could be at 3, and it wouldn't change the meta.
And Jamo Chirio, famous card used in GBs and some other random decks, is now at 2. Do you think this is a poor choice or a good choice?
I like it for GBs, and because it stopped a lot of fast plays and slowdowns, but it stopped Infernity from popping off if you played correctly. It was one of the best Infernity counters, and against Sabers, if they played it, if you played it correctly, obviously if they didn't tune her out, you could stall their field so they couldn't fall trouble. But usually you would help them with extra cards tune with. But it was still a really good card, so you could always tag. Putting it 2 is good in every opinion I have, except you bring Chainburn back into the equation. I really do not like Chainburn being back in the equation. It's a bad deck, but there are bad players out there who will just sack with it.
Speaking of Burn, Magic Cylinder also came back. We haven't seen this card used in just about any tournament I know I've been to in at least 2 years. And I'm sure you've probably seen the same thing. But it's interesting it took them this long to put it at Semi-Nami. What are your thoughts?
Back in the day, Cylinder in V-Lord format was one of the best cards ever. If played correctly, the card's great. I would make it short and quick. Don't think I have a big impact on this format, except yet again with Chamber and Dimension Wall type deck.
So with this ban list, what are you expecting to see in Toronto?
Up there, I'm expecting to see, a couple. I think it's gonna be a lot of quick draw. I think it's gonna be a lot of GB. The local Herald, like a lot of revert decks. Like everyone's like, I don't know what to run. It's in a format, so maybe some gadgets, some toolbox type weird shit. I think everyone's just gonna convert back to decks that they're safe with, because when people, that's what everyone does in Star format. Run decks that are safe. And I challenge every one of my viewers and every single one of you out there, run something new. Don't run something safe. Because if something's safe, the only thing that deck does provides you with, yes, a little bit of like, I don't know, not continuity, but a little bit of
Originality.
no, safe decks. Consistency. Yeah, but then everyone out there knows your outs. Run something original.
Absolutely. This is it for the semi-nami list. One more video left. We will go over the unlimited list. So we'll come back to you in just a moment.
Check it out. Subscribe.